Welcome, everyone. Today on Reanimated, we are reviewing the 1947 movie Fun and Fancy Free from, of course, Walt Disney. So sit back, relax, and watch our review.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. As Steve said, you're doing fun and fancy free. Not free, fun, or fancy.
Free and fancy fun.
Fancy fun. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if this was fun.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Lewis, Disney Lou. I don't know what you want to call yourself, but
that guy there, the bearded
Yeah,
one.
that guy.
Disney Lou works. It's all good.
that guy.
That guy.
What kind of info do you have for us on release?
Right. Fun and Fancy Free, a 1947 American animated musical anthology film produced by Walt Disney Productions and released on September 27th, 1947 by RKO Radio Pictures. This film is a compilation of two stories, Bongo, as narrated by Dinah Shore, and loosely based on the short story Little Bear Bongo by Sinclair Lewis, and Mickey and the Beanstalk, narrated by Edward Bergen, the master behind Charlie McCarthy, which is based on the Jack and the Beanstalk fairy tale. Although this film is primarily animated, it also incorporates live action segments starring Edward Bergen to join the two stories together. Now, something that Shaz and I talked about when I was reviewing the film was the amount of cameos in this film. The amount of cameos in this film is fantastic, particularly in Bongo.
Really?
Not only do we get an introduction by the famous Conscience and guide Jiminy Cricket,
Yep.
we also get special appearances from Lucifer the cat, Cleo the goldfish in the semi-live action introduction. And then on into the animated portion of the film, we get Chip and Dale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very cool, by the way.
In their first iteration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Literally in their first iteration.
Dale doesn't have a red nose.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
He'll get it because he becomes a drunk.
Yeah.
Wow, that fell flat, but okay.
There you have it.
So-
Right. I didn't even hear what you said. To be honest.
I said it's before he becomes a drunk. But we'll be all right.
Yeah, sure. Before he becomes Magnum PI. Rescue Ranger, sorry.
But like I said, the cameos are great. And as Shaz and I were further on discussing, was that this is literally the first appearance of Lucifer before his supporting role in 1950 Cinderella. So it's actually like a sneak peek, an Easter egg of the time. That this is like we get to see Lucifer the cat in his predatory
They
goal.
did that.
They also mentioned, I was going to say they also mentioned Cinderella in it as well at one point. I was like, oh, Cinderella's not out yet. Like that's kind of cool. Like,
but it's in development.
Yeah.
Fun and Fancy Free is released in 1947.
These little things that they were doing back then totally remind me of what Marvel is doing with some of their newer movies. Where in the background they'll have the cap shield and little things like that. I'm like, hey, what's that? And it's the same thing with these little movies. They're having little, like you said, Easter eggs in the movie for things that are coming up.
Yeah,
so it's pretty cool they do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
It also features the castle in the sky from Snow White.
More castles in the sky, absolutely. A recurring theme.
Well, and that's the funny part because when we were talking about Cinderella, they're like, "Well, it's not a princess," or like you're not expecting a princess in that castle, and I'm like, I am expecting Snow White in that castle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go back and watch the Snow White one.
There you go.
Is that the only time it was released, or was it like I know like
we're getting into like
and all that stuff?
We're getting into release notes, right? So real quick, let's see, just scrolling down here, scrolling. So yes, it's the only time it is released in its entirety. Then the stories are broken up and put into their anthology on Wonderful World of Disney, Wonderful World of Color, until recombined in 1982 when it's released for the first time on VHS for the home video.
Wait, what year was it released?
1982.
82. Okay.
1982.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then it's released on Laserdisc in 1997. And a fully restored 50th anniversary edition as part of the Masterpiece Collection. Both versions are THX certified. Film was re-released on VHS and DVD on June 20th, 2000 as part of the Gold Classic Collection. And then finally it's released on Blu-ray, 2-movie Blu-ray collection, packaged with The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad 1949 on Blu-ray on August 12th, 2014.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, Walt Disney gives free rein to his fancy, and all your favorites join in the songs and fun. Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, Mortimer Snerd, Little Luana Patton of Song of the South, and Jiminy Cricket, that cute little bug from Pinocchio, eavesdropping in.
How would you like to hear me tell a story?
Oh, I'd love it. Wouldn't you, Charlie?
Well, no.
Cut that out, Charlie. It's a swell story with your old pal Mickey Mouse celebrating his 20th anniversary in motion pictures with Goofy and good old Donald Duck. You'll see them climb a magic beanstalk, find a magic castle, and meet that hilarious new Disney dope, Willie the Silly Giant.
I got you! I think I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Then you'll meet Bongo, the daring young bear of the circus. Let Dinah Shore tell you all about him.
As he daringly climbed to the top of the tent. Then with a wave to the crowd, he would gracefully plunge 300 feet into a wet sponge.
There's adventure ahead when Bongo flees the circus for the free wildlife of the woods. And there's music ahead with Dinah Shore and others singing the newest Disney hit tunes. Lazy Countryside, In My Favorite Dream, Happy Day, and...
This is too good to be true. I can't believe it's real.
When a bird loves a bird, he can glitter. When a puppy falls in love, he can yap. Every pigeon likes to coo when he says, I love you. But a bear likes to say it with a slap. You'll be full of fun and fancy, free and full of fun and fancy.
Nice. So I remember watching Mickey and the Beanstalk on its own, and like it was, I really enjoyed it.
I remember it in school.
Yeah, me too. That's the first time I saw it.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of these movies that we're reviewing, we remember them seeing when we were kids, back when we were in school. When back then they were allowed to play stuff like that.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I don't ever recall seeing Bongo.
No, I don't
know.
remember
I
Bongo.
haven't. No. That was a lot of fun, though. I like that one.
I remember making the Beanstalk, but without Edgar Bergen.
Without the light.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a lot to say about the Edward Bergen component.
Well,
Save it.
so, like,
I got a lot to say about this.
Yeah.
What I was saying is like when I saw it, I don't remember the Happy Valley stuff. So did they just start it with them in their house without any narration?
Oh, you mean in the apocalypse? That's what you remember, that they start in the apocalypse and they work their way into the adventure, not the pre-apocalypse.
Right.
Happy Valley part.
But that's the second part of the movie, right?
But that's
that's the second segment. First segment is Bongo.
Yeah, but the first segment is Bongo, where Dinah Shore is narrating the whole thing. And
right. I was just saying, when I remember watching Mickey and the Beanstalk, I don't remember the Happy Valley part.
I don't remember
pre-apocalypse.
Right. I don't remember any of that either.
I do.
Yeah. And I've never seen, I don't remember ever seeing Bongo.
No.
Yeah. So
I don't remember seeing, with the puppets and all that, and the giant lifting up the house.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
I would have totally recalled him picking up the derby hat and wearing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But what's funny is after watching it, I'm like, oh, I remember another cartoon that has a giant, and it did pretty much the same thing, where he opens up the house and looks down. What was that?
I think there's been a couple different takes.
Yeah, and then the other one where he falls from the sky and he creates the Grand Canyon. So I remember that.
that's Warner Brothers. But that's be all right.
The Looney Tunes version of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember that one.
That one was a funny one.
Yeah, that's Bugs in the Beanstalk.
Yeah, Bugs. Yeah.
And Bugs is the giant killer. Yes.
Yeah.
Inadvertently creating the Grand Canyon in Arizona.
Yeah, it's so funny at the end. Yeah.
I mean, and then there's like the classic, where they have the golden egg and the giant, and
sure. The goose that lays the golden eggs.
Yeah.
Ooh, and allusion to Willy Wonka. Outstanding. I love that.
So the first part with Bongo and Dinah Shore and so I missed the ending part because I fell asleep. What happened with Bongo and so I remember Bongo, and then
Lulabelle.
He met Lulabelle.
Yep.
And then there was another bear.
And then so
big one.
Yeah, it was like a big mean bear.
So that's the part.
Bear, right?
That's the part I missed. So what happened there?
So
you missed all the action.
So more or less, what happens in that segment that you missed was that clearly Bongo is institutionalized to human society and does not understand what bears do. And in the film, they explain that bears show a sign of affection by slapping each other on the face. And so Bongo
because that's what
rejected.
Chazzy was saying.
And so he goes slunking off, and that's when Slapjaw does his thing and grabs Lulabelle, and then all of Slapjaw's little buddies do the dance about slapping each other, and that's how bears show affection. That's when it wakes up with Bongo, and so Bongo goes and rescues Lulabelle, and happily ever after stuff.
Yeah, but it was her fault because she tries to slap Bongo and ends up slapping the other one.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, oh, she likes me.
Yeah.
Right.
But I thought it was funny how with Bongo, when he went into the forest and he didn't know what the heck was going on, and with all the other animals and stuff. So that was kind of neat to see.
Chip and Dale.
Yeah. I understand why he can't climb a tree. He's still got like claws and stuff.
Yeah.
And, but he just at the end, he's just like,
can ride a unicycle, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That was his getaway.
He could do all this stuff, but he can't jump over a branch. Like, what's going on here?
Because it's in the forest. He's never been in the forest.
But he doesn't know how to jump.
Yeah, but he can smack the crap out of Slapjaw with a dog on a unicycle, can't he?
Listen, he can take a 30-foot jump and land on a wet sponge. Leave them.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
It's a little weird. I didn't understand that bears actually do slap each other, like other thing.
Yes, actually they do. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
want to be slapped by a bear. Their hands are massive.
Mm.
I'm glad people don't do that.
I'll eat a bear claw. Like I'll happily eat one.
That's a donut, Zach.
I mean,
I know.
You know,
yeah,
rough housing and stuff, but
yes,
I don't remember ever want to go in and like, come chase me.
yeah. I'll try it.
Oh, okay.
We got plenty of bears.
Well, you got punching, so that's your
punch a bear.
And then the next movie was
Mickey and the Beanstalk.
Yeah. So how did because I fell asleep, how did it transition? So I know the beginning was with Jiminy Cricket and the book and Dinah Shore. How did it transition from that to
it still transitions with
right?
Jiminy.
So the transition bridge happens when at the end of the record starts skipping because it ran out.
Okay. Yeah.
So Jiminy stops the record and the dolly and the bear are like leaned into each other, look like they're kissing.
Yeah.
And Jiminy goes, "Oh, I know when three's a crowd." So he says, "I'm out." And on his way out of the house, he finds an invitation from Edward Bergen to Miss Luana Patton, Disney actress.
Yep.
And he goes, "Well, I know it's not cricket to read other people's mail, but he couldn't help himself with temptation." So he read that Bergen had invited Luana over to their place down around the way, as quoted in the film, for a party.
Okay.
And so Jiminy literally hops himself over down across the way.
He gate crashes the party.
Yeah, a party in progress. This is where I have the issue.
Okay, go ahead.
Again, I'm using modern sensibility on a 1947 film.
Right. So what's
literally like drinks?
It's inappropriate, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what happened? Since I missed it, what happened?
Inappropriate.
What happened?
But I guess they did things weird back in 1947.
What is this weird part that you're talking about? Since I missed it.
Let me ask you a question. Is it appropriate for a 6-year-old little girl to go to a birthday party with two Vin Coolidge's dummies and a 47-year-old man? Is that appropriate?
I have no idea.
Yes or no?
Is her parents there?
They were not present. Thank you.
No. Is it also appropriate for a ventriloquist dummy to ask if a 6-year-old wants a cigar?
Exactly so.
Yeah.
So
weird stuff back then.
It's weird to say the least, but I guess it was cool back in 1947.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was more innocent.
It's all a plot device to set up for Mickey the Beanstalk. I get that part.
We all have.
It was creepy. I felt creeped out by watching the part.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I also had, because I'm quite a big fan of like ventriloquists and stuff, but I couldn't help when he was talking with the dolls.
Charlie.
Yeah, like Charlie.
Mortimer.
Yeah, Charlie's the one with the monocle.
Yeah, Charlie's the one with the monocle, and then Mortimer was like the rednecky one. Yeah, which reminded me of Jeff Dunham's puppet.
Yes,
remarkably so.
Exactly,
a heck of a lot. But his mouth was moving whilst he was talking with the ventriloquist dolls.
He wasn't the world's best ventriloquist.
You're not doing it right.
Okay, so Edgar Bergen was, when he first started, it was vaudeville, and it was all, that type of show. Plus, he was on the radio a lot.
Yeah.
So back then, you didn't see him, and that's why I was telling Jay, it was like, I listened to all the old radio shows on XM where he's the star of the show, Edgar Bergen with Charlie McCarthy, and I never saw Edgar Bergen until now in color, right? So then I saw what he looked like, Edgar Bergen, what he looked like.
Yeah.
So, but you see Charlie McCarthy. Pictures of him and stuff. Yeah. He's a super famous doll, ventriloquist puppet, or whatever you want to call him.
And he was in Toy Story 4. So
I have
indeed he was.
Yeah.
So
whereas you're delighted, I'm actually freaked out. So I
no, I wasn't.
No, those It's
terrifying. He reminds me a lot of also from Goosebumps as well. Like
like I said, thank you very much. A lot of childhood trauma coming back.
Oh, absolutely.
You know
he's not like the ventriloquist from Soap.
No, thank you. I did not. just like that cat that did Madam. You know, that cat that did Madam in back of the 70s. That shit used to creep. Pardon me. That stuff used to creep me the hell out too.
Madam, she was a scary doll.
The only solution here is a hatchet, a finely sharpened hatchet. You know what I mean? There you are.
Table saw,
like Donald wants to do with the
exactly like Donald wants to do in the film. Exactly. Except I just want to split some dummies. I don't want to kill a cow. Thank you very much.
I mean, he wanted steak.
He wanted what?
They wanted steak.
But it's typical Donald. He just absolutely batshit mental.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, when you're starved with hunger, I mean, clearly you become unhinged. Not that he needed much unhinging to go.
No, Donald's usually unhinged, isn't he? But...
Right.
So how did that story start with the Beanstalk story?
So the party's winding down, and Edgar asked Luana if she wanted more ice cream, cake, and candy. She said, "No, I'm full up. I'm good." And they start running out of ideas of what to do. And then that's when Edgar says, "Hey, I got an idea. I'll tell you a story." And that's when they open up.
Oh, got it. I got it. Okay.
And that's when
all that stuff I missed
begins. The second segment.
Yeah.
Now everybody could say I could go back and watch it, but no.
That was just about to say that.
I know how much you don't like watching.
Yeah.
Older film.
I fell asleep on purpose. So
I fell asleep
twice watching it.
See?
Yeah.
Actually, technically 3 times, but the first time was when the Bears.
Right.
But I was generally tired then. The other ones,
it's okay to be tired.
I've seen it before, I guess.
But the one thing I have to say though, with Mickey and the Beanstalk, it was great to see Mickey, Goofy, and Donald together.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
The beginning where Donald's all crazy eyes.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
It's like some kind of drunk guy. He's just
yeah.
It's just funny. I don't know. It made me laugh.
Yeah. Because when I woke up, they were looking into the chest with
the singing harp.
The golden harp was in there. Yeah, that's when I woke up. But I'm like, oh, it's. What are we watching? Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably like, oh no, I didn't sleep all through it.
No, because I do like the Mickey cartoons. It's like the bear one because I've never seen it. I kind of lost interest in that, and then that's I guess when I fell asleep. So, but then when I saw the Mickey, because I always loved those. It reminds me of being a kid, watching Mickey Mouse Club or. Back then in the 70s, that Mickey Mouse Club or whatever, or the Magical World of Disney. Before they show the actual show, they'll show a little cartoon and stuff. Of
course.
So that was always fun.
Yeah.
So, what did everybody think about it? I mean, obviously
the whole movie.
Yeah,
it was.
I loved it. Brilliant film. Other than that creepy part I talked about. Other than that, it was excellent.
I like the cartoon section.
Well made.
Yeah. I liked it. It's a lot of fun to be fair. I remember. It's Mickey and the Beanstalk is one that I've watched time and time again. It really is. From being younger and all that kind of stuff. So the Bongo one I've never seen before, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Honestly,
Bongo one was all right to be fair as well. So
I didn't like Bongo at all.
I thought it was quite cute.
Really?
I was just bored the whole time, and that's I think
I think why I fell asleep because it was like
just like well, I don't know, like I was saying, I was like, well, he can't jump, he can't climb a tree,
It's so practical.
Dinosaur's voice is very soothing. I can
He's
see
very
it's like the things that were happening. Like this doesn't make
when she sings.
Yes,
she's like her voice is.
Oh, it's so melodic. Yeah,
smooth.
And then of course, we have Jiminy being Jiminy again.
Of course.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
that part was fun
always
at the beginning. I didn't know he was in the movie until I'm like, oh, hey, Jiminy's in here.
Is that voiced by the same person?
Yes.
I think
it sounded slightly different though. But it's just it's funny the way he's like womanizing and after the doll. He's like hanging out on the chocolate shop.
Cliff Edwards did the voice for both Pinocchio and Fun and Fancy Free.
But yeah, he's like eating he's kind of sitting next to the chocolate cake, and then gets part of that, and then there's like an actual real alcohol drink that he's like drinking out of the straw, and I mean, like that those parts just stick out to me. Like,
it's 1947.
Yeah, crickets can get smashed on alcoholic beverages.
Sure.
Definitely not anyone's conscience on there.
What's also really, really cool about this film is that Walt Disney does voice Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I thought he did. I thought it sounded like Walt's Mickey, but I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah.
So this is going to be one of the last voice acting assignments Walt Disney has in his career.
Who is it that voiced Goofy?
Pinot Colvig, of course, the original.
Pinot Colvig, okay, yeah.
It's the original Donald, right?
Right.
Clarence Nash.
And then Clarence Nash naturally for Donald Duck.
Yeah. That's cool.
The other part that I liked because it caught me off guard, and that's again the beginning of Beanstalk and the Happy Valley sections, and Charlie's, I think it was Charlie's kind of one-liners.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so I went back and I corrected the one that
the one you sent me. Yeah.
But like they were saying after everything like dried up and everything, he's like, it's all misery. And he's like, oh, just like 8th grade.
So clearly Charlie had a bad school experience.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, days pass, weeks pass. And he's like, I passed, new deal. Like he's playing cards, you gotta pay attention, but like it catch me off guard, and I was like, oh, that's kind of
if you listen to the old radio shows that Edward Bergen with Charlie McCarthy on, he is really good at those little one-liners.
His comic timing is impeccable.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's probably a measure of his success, was his ability to comic time a bit or routine.
Yeah. Because a lot of
honestly, like Zach was saying, when you can see the guy's lips move, clearly he's a bad ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Clearly he has a sense of comedic genius.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like taking that away, like the ventriloquist kind of side of it, like it was the comedic timing was on point. It really was. It was.
Some of his stuff is actually still being used today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Funny.
And it stands a test of time because you look at Charlie McCarthy and he's like the poster boy for like ventriloquist dolls, like
right. Well,
like,
funny you mentioned Edward Bergen's influence on the future. In fact, Jim Henson has cited Edward Bergen as a direct inspiration for the creation of the Muppets.
Oh, absolutely. I can totally see that. Yeah.
If you want to look at the evolution of puppetry, if you will, like Charlie Bergen's there in the chapter Genesis, whereas like in the New Testament, that's when the Muppets are created. Like in the first gospel, like the gospel according to St. Matthew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is the dawn of the Muppets.
Yeah.
In the 50s. Yeah.
Only you, Lewis, could turn Muppets into something biblical.
Oh, yeah. Because they are biblical in their scope.
Oh, absolutely.
I would love to see. I know this has nothing to do with Bongo and nothing to do with Mickey the Beanstalk, but I would love to see the Muppets do a biblical story. That would be epic.
It's like
doesn't matter which
Muppets, the Christmas story.
Noah Waka Waka.
And they can have Michael Caine as Herod. Oh, that would be so cool, man. Because Kermit would have to be Jesus of Nazareth, straight up. Just put that out real quick.
Miss Piggy can be Miss
Mary Magdalene.
Yeah, Miss Piggy and Mary Magdalene.
Oh my God, we're going off totally. I know we tend to go off topic and on a bit of a tangent, but wow.
There it is. But no, seriously, Edward Bergen is literally like the proto puppetry. Here in the United States, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Well, it's from the 20s. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So,
Jack, can you believe it? When he died, he left his legacy to the puppet, not his kids.
Did he actually?
Yeah, he didn't leave Candace a darn thing when he passed away.
Wow, no way.
But he left like $10,000 to Charlie McCarthy, who was currently in the Smithsonian Institution in Washington D.C. Currently.
Oh, is he? Oh,
he's
wow.
he's on display at the.
Is he wearing his tuxedo?
The Museum of American History.
That's cool.
Is he wearing his tuxedo?
I've seen him like 3 or 4 times when I've been to Washington for work.
Nice. Oh, that's cool.
He's in this armored case, and you can see him at 360 degrees. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Is he in a tuxedo?
Yes.
Yeah.
And top hat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
Nice. Oh, wow. That's cool. That's cool.
And remarkably
that's his signature.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a signature look. Absolutely.
Look, yeah.
Little cuff links, really detailed.
Wow. That's so cool.
So, what would we change about this movie?
I would get rid of Edgar Bergen.
Get rid of the creep part.
Yeah. Yeah, as much as he was a genius at what he did, he doesn't need to be in this movie.
No.
I think, I think Disney realizes that, like, because even the last movie too, like, even Fantasia, like, they split them up.
Yeah.
For those reasons.
Yeah.
Have them separated so they're.
Yeah, it's not needed. Like that,
I mean, the bridge was not needed for this film. I mean, they're both great standalone stories.
Exactly.
You could have just ended one, had an intermission, started the second one, and you'd been good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
I
You didn't need the
understand
bridge.
why they use Stars of the Day to get people to come and watch it.
Well, yeah.
Oh, you mean it's like Bergen was a draw to draw cinema goers to
of course.
Yeah, same with Dana Shaw. Yeah.
Same with Dana Shaw.
All right. I get that. Sure.
So what do we think kids today would they enjoy this?
I'm glad you asked that. So again, saw this with my grandchildren again, and my grandkids loved both animated segments.
Really?
Yes, they loved them both.
Did they like
my granddaughter Eva particularly liked Lucifer and Chip and Dale? Particularly.
Yeah.
She got bored with the goldfish. It's all good, right? But again, Lucifer and Chip and Dale, she loved Lulabelle and how Lulabelle was trapped by Slapjaw. She thought that part was really, really cool. And then my grandson, he really digged the fact that of the large insects in the Mickey and the Beanstalk peaks when they're in the moat of the
dragonflies.
Yeah.
And, and they're on that leaf boat and they're trying to get to the castle and you got those what do you call it? Mosquitoes like trying to dive bomb them. Like he loved that part. Okay, dragonflies. He loved that part.
Yeah, that was cool. He
thought that was the coolest part of the whole film.
Yeah.
Right.
Like all fake and then he's like
shoot him down and exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think without the live actiony bits, it's very cool for kids still.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that.
Fun. Even the bongo it's fun.
Yes.
Especially the punch up in the middle.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
See, you should.
That's probably the only part I did like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, as far as like kids today, well, at least the kids I'm associated with liked it. So
Yeah.
Is it relevant to them? Yes, it's relevant. They liked it.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you see Mickey and the Beanstalk, because that's like a classic.
Yeah.
Disney.
Like a classic Mickey film.
And also, it was a great exercise in like how a team's supposed to work together to accomplish a goal.
Yeah.
And how about all three of them work
even though they're especially having
liberate the Golden Harp and bring her back to Happy Valley and rehabilitate the land and all. I mean, that part was like a really, really good moral lesson about how we can't do it by ourselves, but when we have our friends, we can accomplish anything.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Agreed.
I like that.
Yeah. Nice.
Likewise with Bongo about the power of perseverance, how you persist and eventually victory will be yours.
Yep.
All right. So I'm assuming there's not much park tie-in.
Yes, actually there was.
I mean, besides
there was
the major one inside the queue of Mickey,
so Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway maintains a poster in both locations.
And they have the giant beanstalk.
And then they have the Beanstalk.
And the giant Beanstalk and the roof, Willie's holding up the roof in the corner, yeah.
Right. And so as far as that goes, that is clearly an influence in like the parks. Yeah. I know that in the 70s they did plushies of Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Willie
outfits
as plushies. They had a reduced scale Willie, and then they had early polymer representations of the singing harp. Also, back in the late 40s, early 50s, they had a vinyl bongo that was a piggy bank. And in Japan in the 60s, they made again vinyl figures of bongo. Bongo was really popular in Japan back in the 60s.
Of course, that's probably the start of Duffy right there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. If they made a Crazy Eye Donald, I would buy that right in a minute.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Because bongo looks familiar. I don't know whether they use it in sort of like, especially in Pete Silly Sideshow in the Magic Kingdom. There's lots of different like
bears,
cartoon bears and things. I'm sure some of those are bongo based.
Yeah.
So familiar.
Yeah, and Lulu Bell looks very similar to Shelley May from Duffy.
Yeah,
like very, very similar.
Right.
So that
also, and she also looks similar to Bubbles, Beulah, and the other
ones.
Oh, yes, from the Country Bears.
Country Bears, yeah.
So I think their influence has definitely been felt throughout the parks and throughout other Disney attractions. Absolutely. Just not directly per se.
Yeah.
Other than the stuff we previously mentioned.
That's where we get the familiarization of the character of the bear.
Yeah.
Because when you said the piggy bank, I'm like, oh. Yeah. And then I'm thinking, oh, no, that was Cubby that I.
And I mean, if you go on eBay today, people want between 50 and 200 USD for a mint condition bongo piggy bank.
I just looked it up just now. So.
That's not too bad, actually, considering that plastic Jaws zipper from Universal goes for that.
Yeah.
One man's trash.
There's one that's $261 and there's one that's about $86.
Right.
But they're two different ones, so it's funny to see.
Yeah.
All right. Who's first on rating?
Oh, hang on, let me get my list up.
I thought you said you already had it up.
We got to do it in order, though, right?
So we have to do it.
We do it in order.
Yeah.
You are first, my friend.
Man.
Sorry, you're the boss.
I liked half of this thing.
Yeah.
So then half your rating.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. I'm going to give it about 2.
Okay.
That's.
We're doing it. It was out of 5, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not like bongo.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, things didn't make sense to me.
Okay.
I did not like the puppets part, but I did like I said, his one-liners and stuff.
Yeah, double entendre. Mm-hmm.
And then I've just seen the Beanstalk so many times, like I just fell asleep.
Yeah.
I fell asleep during the bongo part, and I went back and watched that. Fell asleep right away again on the Beanstalk. I went back and watched that. Fell asleep again. So I don't know.
We know if you need to sleep anytime soon, then you just put Mickey and the Beanstalk on, and
exactly. There you go.
Like I said, I like the Beanstalk, but it was not connecting with me right now. So
yeah.
Okay. Zach.
I'm probably going to like a 3.5. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoy
on your wall, and you give it a 3.5.
Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, because Mickey and the Beanstalk, I've seen it so many times, and it's like one of those, like Steve was saying, it's one of the most famous Mickey shorts cartoons out there. But I mean, it didn't need the intermission-y bits with Jiminy Cricket. It didn't need that. It was cool to see Charlie McCarthy and Dina Shaw in it, and obviously all that. But bongo, it was good. It was a lot of fun, but again, it's not Mickey and the Beanstalk, and that was the whole reason why I watch it, because of Mickey and the Beanstalk. Like, it's one of my favorites. I grew up with it. I had it on VHS and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think 3.5 for me for this one.
Okay. Steve?
2.7.
2.7.
2.7.
Okay.
2.57 CB4. You're thinking right.
Yeah. I did enjoy the beginning with Jiminy, and it was neat to see that he was in another movie and Cleo, and but then it kind of just because I was excited about it because I've never saw this, so I was like, oh, there's this bear, circus bear, and then I was like, it's like whatever. and then seeing Mickey and the Beanstalk again, but then they had to cut in, with the storytelling and
that's what kind of ruined it for me.
It ruined the flow of the of Mickey and the Beanstalk for me.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this is gonna happen, and then they cut and they're talking. The kids start talking, and Charlie started talking or whatever, and I'm like, just let me watch the movie.
Yeah.
So that's just me. So
okay, well, I'm gonna give it a 3. I liked the beginning, but I loved Bongo. I thought it was really funny, and the thing that ruined Mickey and the Beanstalk for me was the live action, but they didn't need it.
No.
So if it hadn't got the live action, I would probably have given it a 4.
Yeah. I think now that I think about it, I think they probably stuck it in there to link them to make an actual full length movie.
Filler technique.
Yeah,
because I think originally when they started going into production for this, Mickey and the Beanstalk section was supposed to be a full movie. But it didn't quite make it, and it wasn't long enough to make a full movie, so they had to stick something else in it, which is why Bongo went in, and they mushed it together. So
made it into an anthology as they do. Yeah.
It's funny, a lot of these early movies are like that, where they have multiple things in one.
So,
go on, Lou. What do you give it?
I guess I have to be a champion yet again. So that being said, I give it a 4.4, and the only reason it doesn't get a 5 for me is because of that creeper Edward Bergen. Other than that, the animation stories were tip top as far as I'm concerned.
Okay,
absolutely superior in every fashion. It's just that doggone Edward Bergen character.
It's that early animation that's really cool to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What does that bring us to, Shez?
It brings us, this movie's got an overall average score of 3.12, which is kind of, it's low, but it's not the lowest we've had.
Certainly not.
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
You can't beat Victory for Over Air.
No.
Out of the sort of like package films, it's third on our list. So out of the package films we've watched, it's third on the list, closely behind Three Caballeros and Salidos Amigos. So,
okay.
Well, we got 2 more to go.
Yes, we have.
So there it is. And technically 3 if we're going to include So Dear to My Heart.
That's technically not a package film, though. It's counted as a hybrid live action.
So it's not considered an anthology.
No.
It's considered, you said, hybrid.
Yeah, it's considered
like
a hybrid.
Of the South.
Yeah.
Right.
Which that is... Melody Time is next, which is another package film.
Another compilation.
Another compilation.
This one was...
And then So Dear to My Heart, and then Ichabod.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Ichabod and Mr. Toad, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Is Melody Time the one where Mickey's the conductor? And like the
I don't know.
And once we're done with the adventures of Ichabod and Mr.
Toad,
we then hit the 1950s and we go through
Cinderella.
And we go into the feature.
The classic age with Cinderella, Zach's favourite, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, and Sleeping Beauty.
Oh yeah. Okay. Nice.
So we've got some really good ones coming up. Sorry, Zach, about Alice in Wonderland, but you're gonna have to watch it. Yeah.
But what I was going to say about this review was, I think, less stressful than the last review we had. I had less anger issues in this review than last. The last one with Song of the South that we did, that just made me mad because I really like that movie, and
and we like Splash Mountain.
It's just Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. So.
It'll make you sad.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I guess that about does it.
Yep.
This one, we say it's shorter, but we're at 44 minutes.
Yeah.
By the time you cut out, I'll
cut out a little bit, but
yeah. About half an hour or so, 5 minutes.
It'd probably be longer than that. But yeah, I mean, not much to tell on this one. So
no.
Yeah, go watch it.
Yeah, I mean,
I think yeah.
Well, I mean, this is to say, make your own interpretation of it, or however you feel it.
And let us know in the comments what you think of this movie. So
yes, please
comment below. Let us know your thoughts.
Let me know what an idiot I am for going after Edward Bergen. I appreciate
it. And then be sure to like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.
See you real soon.
All right, who wants to?
Hello and welcome, everyone.
That answers that question.
Yeah, there it is. What movie? Free
fun and fancy free.
Fun and fancy free. Okay. All right.
Free and fancy free.
Yeah. Hey, don't mess me up now. What was it again? Free.
Fun and fancy free.
Okay. Fun.
He's gonna write it down.
There we go.
1947.
1947. All right. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to today's Reanimated. We are reviewing the movie Free. No, there's no.
Blooper one.
All right. Here we go. Welcome, everyone, to today's Signs of Amusement. Never mind.
Reanimated.
All right.
Is that your dog drinking water? What's going on?
Welcome, everyone. Today on Reanimated, we are reviewing the 1947 movie Fun and Fancy Free from, of course, Walt Disney. So sit back, relax, and watch our review. There you have it. Done.
It's like Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Because that's probably was there we didn't see the trailer of this yet.
Yeah.
Is there even a trailer?
I think so.
There is, but we're not going to watch it. I'll put it in.
All right. You can add it.
Sorry, I got to rush this thing. So.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, I'll put it in later.
So what would you rate it, Jay?
Well, no, hang on.
Oh, okay.
We gonna go to tie-ins yet?
Well, what? Here, we do this.
Or relevance.
So what do we think kids today would they enjoy this?
I'm glad you asked that.